Greenhouse gases and climate change, humanity's most dangerous threat, or an opportunity worth hundreds of trillions of dollars? With our global urgency to reduce climate change, how can a polluting gas which may threaten the existence of life on Earth be worth so much money? The answer is graphite, mined from the sky. Graphite is the most basic form of carbon, with an immeasurable number of uses, including steel manufacturing, batteries for electric cars and electric devices, brake systems for heavy-duty vehicles, and specialist products in electrical and manufacturing industries. Graphite can also be separated into single layers called graphene, a highly versatile material just one atom thick, 10 times lighter, and 100 times stronger than steel. This is the world's thinnest and strongest material, currently fetching over $200,000 per metric ton. With such unique properties, graphene is a wonder material that promises to speed up, strengthen, and electrify the modern world on a scale not seen before. Just one example of graphene's enormous future is that it's needed to make electric vehicles, soon to become mandatory in China and other countries. For the energy sector, it could produce energy storage systems that perform on par with lithium-ion batteries, but recharge in a matter of seconds, with an almost indefinite lifespan. Graphite's versatility doesn't stop there. It can also be processed into synthetic diamonds for gem-grade jewellery, or industrial-grade diamonds for mining and manufacturing industries. Let's look at some numbers. CO2 is made up of 27% solid carbon, which is attached to 2 oxygen atoms that turn the molecule into a gas. When both oxygen atoms are removed from a CO2 molecule, they leave behind solid graphite. As of May 2020, our atmosphere held an excess of 523 billion metric tons of CO2, containing 141 billion metric tons of graphite. This graphite mined from the sky would have a value of $141 trillion based on the low market value of just $1,000 per metric ton. Processing of graphite into graphene would allow for even larger investment returns. With atmospheric excess currently rising by an average of 20 billion metric tons per year, in 20 years that equates to an extra 400 billion metric tons that can be mined from the atmosphere. So how is graphite mined from the sky? The answer may lie in one of the oldest known chemical reactions, the ability of quicklime, or calcium oxide, to absorb CO2 to make limestone or calcium carbonate. Calcium oxide is often used as a scrubber to absorb CO2 emissions in power stations. This reaction is reversible, meaning that quicklime can be used to capture CO2 from the atmosphere before releasing the CO2 for further processing. 1 ton of quicklime will absorb 0.8 tons of CO2 to form 1.8 tons of limestone. The release of CO2 from limestone occurs at temperatures over 1100 degrees Celsius. Both of these reactions occur reasonably quickly in a minimal humidity environment. Once captured and in a suitable setting, CO2 can then be processed into solid carbon as graphite and oxygen gas. For this chemical bond to be broken, a lot of energy is required, around 1,882 kilojoules per molecule, which is equivalent to around 990 degrees Celsius in thermal energy. At such high temperatures and pressures, further practical investigation is needed to confirm this chemical separation and then understand how this reaction can be implemented on an industrial scale. It would be counterproductive for this energy to come from carbon-emitting sources. A more appropriate source would be stable hydroelectric power. With funding for environmental projects often provided by government grants, there are opportunities here for public-private partnerships to mine a global threat and turn it into a global resource, especially as graphite and graphene can be stored indefinitely and have many uses. In fact, much of the world's future infrastructure can be built using these materials. This is serious infrastructure with big markets, an opportunity worth hundreds of trillions of dollars to investors, and of even more value to the health of our planet. This video shares the culmination of research completed by a researcher who, due to long-term illness, does not have the capacity to take the project further. By passing their research on, with no patents or commercial strings attached, their only hope is for the project to be completed to avert the full-scale impacts of climate change.